We welcome you to a ruckus atmosphere here at the Long Family Field on the campus of Stuart Country Day School for the Prep B Field Hockey Championship between Stuart and Montclair-Kimberley Academy. Glad you're with us here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Simon Rosenwasser here as Montclair-Kimberley Academy is moving right to left. They are in the blue jerseys, blue shorts, well, skirts I should say, and Stuart in the all-whites moving left to right. Got pretty much the entire school of Stuart here to watch this contest, and we're glad that you're watching it with us as well. Should be fun as Stuart comes in looking for their first prep title in a long, long time. Montclair-Kimberley Academy, they have won the most prep titles of any other school over the last 10 years or so. As it's Stuart in the midfield, Mia Zabrowskis, who's got a couple of touches, and Lauren Gracious now with time to go up the near sideline. It's knocked out of bounds by Lara Pramanik. And this is Pramanik, who it's the steal for Montclair, and Gracious, who does the same for Stuart. Isabel Milley, the sophomore attacker, on the ball for Stuart Country Day School of the Sacred Heart. And that ball will go over the touchline. A restart for MKA, coached by Inju Han. And Stuart, coached by the longtime head of the program here at Stuart for field hockey, and Missy Bruvik, over 30 years. Violation will go here against Stuart. And first chance for Montclair-Kimberley to get upfield. MKA coming in. They won in the first round of the West Windsor Plainsboro against West Windsor Plainsboro South in the Mercer County Tournament first rounds. First time ball has entered the circle for them, and it'll be a restart for Stuart as it goes over the end line. Did lose to Princeton Day School right across the Great Road here at Stuart. Just a stone's throw away from the Long Family Field. Princeton Day School defeating Montclair-Kimberley Academy 3-2 in the quarterfinal round of the Mercer County Tournament. Final game on the schedule is this one. For MKA is in the midfield here. It's Pramanik. She's been on the ball quite a lot. Trying to get it through. It's Emily Ix who makes things difficult for the moment, but still able to get a switch of the field. It was Maggie Horn for MKA. And Nyla Flamer comes in to disrupt things for Stuart. Let's see, another restart right over that midfield line. Alexandra Munzie chops it for Lauren Gracious. Lily Harlan, the leading scorer for Stuart and one of the top young players in the entire area, on the ball here. We'll get a restart for Stuart. And it goes over the end line. Lily Harlan, the junior for Stuart Country Day School of the Sacred Heart. And she has scored 15 goals with 17 assists this year. 13 goals this year for Emily Ix. And the third leading scorer, Caitlin Magnani. You got a couple juniors that are leading the way in goals. Here's a possible chance for Stuart. Harlan chopping at it, still loose. Comes to the edge of the circle. Still no shot. And away from danger. Phoebe Williams is between the pipes for Montclair-Kimberley Academy. This is Isabel Milley for Stuart. Most of the action has happened on the MKA defensive side. Alex Munsey with a shot, and that goes wide. And we are still scoreless 5 minutes into the first quarter. Got to look at Phoebe Williams. Goaltender for MKA. Good pressure here from Stuart. Isabel Milley able to get in front of that restart from Lara Promenick. Senior from Short Hill. She's one of the captains. And Promenick drawing the foul here. On her horse, Mimi Temkin to go up the sideline. Now Kate Weinstein. And here's Alexandra Munsey now for Milley. And out of bounds, Promenick restarts. Ooh, good use of the stick here for Promenick, and then she goes under her defender, Caitlin Magnani's legs. Now in space, it's Weinstein, but coming back was Mia Zabrowskis. And it's Zabrowskis for Stuart. With the ball now popping up to Lily Harlan. Harlan takes a little chop from behind. The call will go in favor of MKA. Mimi Temkin looking for the deflection off of Weinstein's stick. Here's Isabel Milley with Mimi Temkin challenging. And the violation against her. So Stuart will get a chance to get this ball upfield. Lauren Gracious will do the honors. Nice defensive work there by Ayantu Flowers, senior from West Orange for Montclair-Kimberley. That ball comes out of bounds right at midfield. Right at the tee. And right in front of a big student section. Again, the entire Stuart Country Day School is here at Long Family Field. And young girls and olds making noise. Looking for the first prep title in over a decade for Stuart Country Day School of the Sacred Heart. Here comes Maggie Horn on the intercept. Angie Flacco with a shot coming and the save made by Audrey Blanford, the senior goalie. Another one, and this one didn't get through. Defender playing goalie, and that was Maya Dev, who's able to keep it out. And a penalty corner will be awarded for MKA, but how about the defense from Stuart Country Day School as the Cougars have the first real chance of the afternoon. Abigail Snyder to insert on the penalty corner. To the top, it's Natalie Yu as this ball is deflected out of the circle and Stuart does its job defensively. .6:30 to go here in quarter number one. It's Promenick with her pocket picked by Nyla Flamer. And Flamer staying with it, though she's called for the infraction. Might have hit it with the round part of the stick. And so a restart for MKA. So pretty evenly matched the first 9 minutes or so. MKA with the recent chance as this one is kicked. And it'll be a foul against MKA, but another test for Audrey Blanford. As we remain scoreless, both goalies with a save, but Blanford with a couple in recent memory to keep MKA off the board. It's actually going to be MKA, no, it'll be Stuart possession as they restart and get it over here to the near side. Isabel Milley, chance to get it upfield. There's Lily Harlan, pestered immediately by Flowers. And Harlan with the double coming from Mimi Temkin. Harlan chips it into the corner. Well done there to find Millie as Millie swings and misses. Stays with it. Trying to chop it middle. Cut off by Temkin. And here's Temkin with a good run. Keeps this one in the field of play for Kate Weinstein. And then she's picked off by Munsey. Harlan doing the same. Coming into the corner, Lily Harlan. Promenick battling with her. Promenick wins it and then wants to get right on the attack. As Promenick looks for Weinstein, she deflects it forward and back goes Zabrowskis for Stuart. Oh, played with it a little bit too long as here comes MKA, though back and forth we go, and it was taken back, but Kate Weinstein all over the place here in the midfield. Same with Promenick. Most of MKA's attack has come here on their left side, our near side. And it's been some strong work in the midfield so far. Not a lot of open green for these players to work with so far. Caitlin Magnani on the ball here for Stuart. Senior midfielder. Scoops at middle. Another restart for Stuart here on the near side. Magnani again. Good run here for MKA and Mimi Temkin. And now Natalia Espinoza-Dice, one of the captains, working in the center of the midfield. With Lily Harlan now on the ball for Stuart. Under 3 minutes to play. Couple good chances for MKA. And just one really for Stuart so far. As the whistle comes, it goes in favor of Stuart. Here comes Magnani. Kate Weinstein able to get it through a few Stuart players and some open grass on the far side, though here comes Kaya Patel, senior defender for Stuart. A lot of play in the midfield so far. Lily Harlan with it poked away by Mimi Temkin. Again, Harlan with 32 points during her junior year. Been the engine for this Stuart program, at least this season. Coming into her own as a junior. And Missy Bruvik, I'm sure very thankful that still another year of eligibility for her. Weaving into the circle is MKA. Here comes a shot that gets just touched wide by Blandford. And it'll be a restart for MKA. Last touch by the goaltender for Stuart. One of the seniors on the team. Here's Promenick. Working against Isabel Millie, and Millie doing well defensively. Here's Harlan. Now a chance to get out on the run. Harlan wisely slaps it middle and creatively deflected forward by Emily Ix, but MKA, good work on the counter defense. Same can be said for Stuart here. Strong stick work in the midfield by Alexandra Munsey. Trying to get it to Harlan along this near sideline. And Lily Harlan, who will get on the attack, leave it for her teammate. And Lauren Gracious. Squeeze it to Harlan, but Promenick not having it. That ball will be called out. A little late. Cameron Leinhart last to touch for MKA. We have reached the end of the first quarter. The score is 0-0. Stuart and Montclair-Kimberley Academy in the Prep B Championship. As we get a look at the bracket to this point, Stuart defeating Pennington 4-0. MKA defeating Morristown Baird 4-0. And so both teams with, well, relatively speaking, smooth sailing in the semifinal rounds. As we look at Stuart, overall, we talked about their semifinal win against Pennington. Also going down to Princeton Day School, defeating West Windsor Plainsboro South, and also defeating Voorhees. So a handful of games here in October. And on the other side, MKA, their recent results. We'll get a look at those. Again, defeating Morristown Baird in the semifinal round. Livingston 6-0 before that, the day before. So you're talking about a 10-goal stint over a 2-day period there for MKA. Defeating Milburn 1-0 and Montclair 4-0. They lost there. Those are their last four. Looking to get a win here in the prep tournament, the prep championship game, where the Cougars have really been one of the dominant teams over the last few years. Obviously no championship last year due to COVID. And the teams will take the field for the second quarter of play here in the prep final. And Simon Rosenwasser here with you on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Ethan Carpenter, our director. Justin Vasquez with us as well. And the teams will stay on their respective sides for another 15 minutes here in the second quarter. Cameron Leinhart on the attack for Montclair-Kimberley Academy. She's wearing the salmon-colored boots. MKA maintains possession. And the quick whistle will give Stuart the restart with Magnani. And now Millie sliding along for Harlan. Didn't quite get there. Natalia Espinoza-Dice on the steal. And now Kate Weinstein maybe looking for an advantage to be played. Instead, she'll go forward. MKA will get a restart just over midfield. And they'll back Mimi Temkin all the way to the midfield line. Beautiful turf fields here at Stuart Country Day School. The whistle, and Stuart retakes it. Here's Lily Harlan. Haven't seen a shot from her yet. Two good teams in the state of New Jersey doing battle here on a cloudy but quite pleasant autumn afternoon, especially with the trees looking the way that they are. Stuart back in the woods a little bit. It's Phoebe Williams who has to kick pass here over to the near side. And flowers for Kate Weinstein. Now Zabrowskis. Some good defense. Gracious has it stolen from Temkin, or by Temkin. Now giving chase is Munsey. Cam Leinhart, guilty party on that foul. Referee will take a timeout. Reaching for the pocket. Bit of a threatening look over to the Montclair-Kimberley sideline, and a green card is awarded. And that's usually not a positive thing. A warning, a sideline warning against MKA. And whether something was said or somebody was standing over the line, not sure. The green card comes out against MKA's side, though the Cougars still with possession. Maybe thinking about a switch. Nope, they'll stay up that far side with Allie Sherman playing it along. It will be slowly but surely Montclair-Kimberley Academy making their way up the field. But now with Harlan. Backhand sweep, and that ball hitting a leg of a Stuart Tartan. Ball staying along that far corner for a little while now, though Lily Harlan doing her best to get it upfield for Stuart. Unable to get a switch. Leinhart battling for MKA. And she's called for the violation, and Stuart finally a chance to get this ball upfield. It's been strong play in the midfield, though, by the Cougars, really for Stuart as well. Two defensive teams. And the way it looks, could be a low-scoring affair. All it takes is one counterattack, and there are plenty of dangerous weapons to put the ball in the back of the cage. Stuart will let this one go over the end line. It'll be MKA ball, and now a chance for the Cougars to get into the offensive zone and wreak some havoc within the circle. So the restart for Temkin, sophomore from Montclair. As Temkin guides it along, it's going to get all the way in on Blandford, who has to kick it away, and will do the same thing again. 5 minutes gone by and change here in the second quarter. Still 0-0. MKA restart. Can they get it middle? Trying to do so with Maggie Horn. Oh, it'll go out of bounds. Only one penalty corner for either team so far. It was MKA, now 0 for 1 on the penalty corners, but have not seen any chances on cage here in the second quarter. Someone's going to break through, though. And MKA has had the ball on the Stuart half of the field for the majority of the last 10 minutes or so, especially here in the second quarter. It's Madison Leggett called for the infraction here, and it looks like we might have a penalty corner. I think that ball was quite near the circle, but penalty corner going to be called, so another great chance here for MKA. Again, it's Maggie Horn on the insert. Swing and a miss as Natalie Yu has Lily Harlan get it away for Stuart as the Tartans throw their masks away, and we're back to regularly scheduled programming. Mimi Temkin kind of guided along the goal line extended, won't get through. Stuart pinching into the circle. This foul coming against MKA. 7.5 left in the first half. Lily Harlan giving chase. Errant pass. Harlan able to take possession from Flowers, getting it middle, but the help defense has been there all day long for MKA. Natalie Yu. It's Promenick putting it middle. Espinoza Dice, one more to the far side. Here comes Elise Price to challenge. But it's Allie Sherman muscling it into the circle for MKA. Here comes Blanford to kick it out of bounds. And once again, Stuart staving off the MKA pressure. Still 0-0. Best chances so far for MKA as this ball may have deflected off a Stewart stick. And so we'll retry from the top. Cougars have Temkin on the ball. Just outside the circle, Mimi Temkin. We'll now have to pick up the ball to put it where the ref wants. Temkin now dribbling back into the corner. And this ball gets all the way through along the top of the circle. Kate Weinstein with now Harlan for Stuart. Tartans looking like they're playing pretty conservatively right now. It's been all MKA as Blanford has to kick it away. A shot from outside the circle. I believe that was Mimi Temkin. And now the whistle. And a restart for MKA and Maggie Horn all the way in the far corner. They got it through. It's Weinstein chopping Blanford with a point-blank save, still in danger. As this shot will go in, it's a goal. MKA scored. Cameron Leinhart on the finishing end. Blanford made a great initial save, but then Leinhart got it through. It's Weinstein chopping Blanford with a point blank. Able to get it done. So it's 1-0. It seemed like a matter of time with the way that MKA had been pressuring throughout the second quarter. We'll see if Stuart can get on the attack now that they're forced to do so. Seemed like they were almost in park the bus mode for the last few minutes. Whereas the first 5 minutes or so, it was all Stuart on the attack. As this whistle will come and going to make Stuart restart it. It's Magnani with Lily Harlan checking into space. Here's Harlan. And Harlan with the stick forced out of her hand, and that foul called right outside the circle, so no penalty corner. Still haven't seen one for Stuart. As MKA looks well coached so far. In-Ju Han, head coach for the Cougars. Approaching 3:20 to go, first half. The goal from Cameron Leinhart. Mimi Temkin. And the ball goes out of bounds. Stuart has the ball. Taken away at midfield by Nyla Flamer. Then she's intercepted by Flowers. Good defensive work by Flowers, and then she finds the right outlet in Kate Weinstein. Here's Weinstein. Weinstein on the MKA side called for the infraction. Caitlin Magnani for Stuart. Get it all the way along the turf, and this one will roll out of bounds. So at least Stuart will get some pressure here. End of the first half, just a couple minutes left. Here in the second quarter. And Montclair-Kimberley Academy will do pretty much the same thing, a de facto punt. Here comes some substitutions, I believe. There was a whistle. Cameron Leinhart has come out of the game. I think it's Caroline Murphy in for her, for the Cougars. Clock stopped momentarily, 1:45 and change to go. Another Cougar interception. Stuart did the same, but Elise Price called for the violation. A lot of whistles in field hockey, and it's Price calling her teammate Alex Munzie onto the ball. It's been all Cougars here in the second quarter. Weinstein threatening for MKA, gets the steal, turns around and shoots. As the ball's kicked away by Blandford. And off the legs of Weinstein, Stuart ball. Not a ton of time, though, for the Tartans, especially the way that MKA has played. Their defense has been able to kind of rest their legs here in the second quarter as well. Cougars look like they're content to go to halftime up 1-0. Steal at midfield by Nyla Flamer. As it comes through to Gracious. And we've reached the end of the first half. The goal by MKA as we get another look on the replay. Cameron Leinhart, the junior from Glen Ridge, giving the Cougars a 1-0 lead at the end of the first half. We'll be back for the second half here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. All right, and we welcome you back here to the Long Family Field. 1-0 MKA over Stuart. Get another look at the replay of the goal. And again, it was Cameron Leinhart, the junior, for MKA. They have switched sides of the field. So Stuart running right to left, MKA left to right. Game story. Possession for MKA, especially in that second quarter. Early on, it looked like Stuart was threatening, but really not a chance that you can point your finger on for the Tartans, as MKA defensively has been stout, to say the least, so far, and did get the breakthrough. And we'll see if Missy Bruvik, head coach for Stuart, has any adjustments here as we begin the second half of play. Whistle coming in favor of the Cougars. Stolen by Harlan, but she's whistled. Maggie Horn chopped it for MKA in the midfield. This is Isabel Milley finding Maya Zabrowskis. And down to the turf goes Stewart's Isabel Milley. Give it to Harlan in space. I want to try to do that more, but Flowers has continued to emerge as a strong defender for MKA along the flank. Now the Tartans try the left side of the field, trying to sweep at it. And second time's the charm for Alex Munsey. Down goes the Cougar in the form of Allie Sherman. The restart for Emily Ix. Here's Lily Harlan here on the near side. Has to turn her stick to use that flat part of it. And well done by Lily Harlan, though. It's going to be tough to get the cross in. Harlan does well as it's knocked away. It looked like Flowers came in to cut off the angle. And just like that, the Cougars are on the attack down the field. Here's Weinstein finding it in the midfield. And Weinstein getting it through her defender. Kaya Patel able to stop the momentum, though Weinstein will restart. Just outside the circle are the Cougars as it deflects off a Stewart leg. It'll be a Weinstein restart. Now for Plominick. And Plominick going middle. Out of bounds. Excuse me, the whistle comes with the violation. He'll stay right in the middle, and a restart for Lara Plominick. As the Cougars try to build on their 1-0 lead. Ball getting all the way through, but the whistle before it got to Weinstein, and a bump from Stewart. Though the whistle goes against Weinstein. And the restart for Munsey. Here's Harlan. Had a lot of time to figure out where she wanted to go with the ball, but a little off the mark with Isabel Milley. Back on the stick of Harlan. Drawing the foul. It's Magnani. Weinstein getting in the way for MKA. Munsey, good defense for Stewart. Here come the Cougars. Another Kate Weinstein possession with Mia Zabrowskis, the junior defender, retreating. And deflected last by MKA. Approaching 5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Similar looking landscape so far in the first few minutes of the third as it was throughout the majority of the first half. Not a ton of chances either way. There's 3 chances for MKA, able to convert on one of them. And Stuart really with one early chance. But other than that, MKA has held tough defensively. Whistle called against the Cougars and Maggie Horn, who's defending. Now Allie Sherman as well, back to Horn with Elise Price called for the infraction as this ball will go up the sideline. No whistle. With Angie Flacco leaving it for Maggie Horn. Alex Munzie will restart for Stuart. You hear a little bit of cowbell here on the near side stands. Again, a huge event centered around this Prep State Championship game for Stuart. And the whole school out to support the Tartans, and they have not had much to cheer about, but Stuart potentially going to need some of that energy from the crowd to guide them to a win. And a comeback win at that is what it would be here in the second half. Weinstein running onto the ball here, but it's going to find its way out of bounds. Obviously the ball rolling fairly quickly on this turf, though this is a thicker turf than you often see on field hockey fields. One of the only sports at the college level and elsewhere that you usually see that old school AstroTurf, that bluish green, thin turf that used to be at Veterans Stadium, the Astrodome, and all of those stadiums that were built in the 70s and 80s. That AstroTurf came into play in the late 80s and 90s and has still really remained the primary surface for most field hockey fields, though this one, more modern looking turf, and it seems to have a little bit more give. So the ball rolling maybe a little bit slower than it would on that pure concrete AstroTurf. This is Lily Harlan as Stuart does its best to get into the circle. Finally the whistle comes, and it's going to be a foul against MKA. Though not a penalty corner outside the circle. We haven't seen a penalty corner yet for Stuart. Tartans would love to get some sustained pressure within that circle and threaten for a penalty corner. At this point, that might be their best chance to score. There hasn't been much in the field of play. More good defense as Leinhardt, the goal scorer, plays defense that time. Though it's right back for Lily Harlan. He got all the way through, but Nyla Flamer couldn't finish it off. We get another look at the best chance so far for Stuart. Harlan staying with it, and that was the moment if you're Stuart. Though some life from the offense is the silver lining there. Just couldn't get on the other end Nyla Flamer. Under 6 minutes left as the Tartans maintain some sustained pressure in the offensive zone. As this ball trying to be centered. Allie Sherman cut it off. It hit an MKA leg, and here is our first penalty corner for the Stuart Tartans. So Stuart showing life here. Can they convert on this penalty corner. Emily Ix, the inserter. First touch for Magnani. Winds up, goes off a MKA stick, and out of bounds. So the Cougars defend the corner well. Got the block in. Magnani starts by going to her right. Isabel Millie with the whistle going against Stuart. Under 5 to play, third quarter. It's still Leinhardt's goal, the difference. But Stuart with the most recent chance. As Flamer is up top. Deflected by Magnani. And here come the Cougars, though Stuart able to take it away in the midfield. It's Harlan with the whistle going against Stuart. Up comes Mimi Temkin, and now Leinhardt. With Harlan unable to get there, good stick work by one of the captains for MKA in Lara Promanik. Back onto the stick of Harlan. Harlan knocking it forward. Double team on the far side will lead to an MKA restart. Harlan and Flamer, the attackers, trying to turn MKA over in the midfield, though they're able to work their way into the circle, and a chance for the Cougars. The defense is there from Kaya Patel, and she gets well out of harm's way. Up the line. Here's Flamer. She needs some help, though. Flamer gets it into the circle, but the Stuart defense is, or the MKA defense is there. Backing her up is Millie, and here comes the whistle in favor of Stuart. And so Harlan on the ball. Tartans with Harlan working towards the middle. And the ball working itself out of bounds. And with just over 2 minutes left here in the third quarter, Cougars still with the 1-goal lead. It's been a Stuart heavy third quarter, though. They've adjusted well. The Cougars so far have deflected all the chances away. Still haven't seen a save, really, from Phoebe Williams, though. This is Temkin. With Zabrowskis able to get it out of harm's way. She had it middle, and there were some Cougars looming. Harlan called for the infraction. And here comes Magnani. Gets through Flowers, but she plays trail. MKA trying to get a switch of the field, playing possession here. There's Flamer to take it away for Stuart. And the whistle goes against the Tartans. Back MKA up about 4 feet before they restart. Takes about 10 seconds off the clock. Flamer defending at midfield, takes it back for Stuart. Can the Tartans get on the charge? Only 30 seconds left in the third quarter. .20 seconds left. It'll be MKA with possession, and this will just about do it for the third quarter of play if the referees will let them play. The clock continues to run under 5, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. Story in the third quarter, the chances for Stuart Country Day School of the Sacred Heart. This was the best one of the day for the Tartans. Would have been the 16th assist on the year for Lily Harlan, but nobody on the back door. And then, of course, having the penalty corner shortly after that. Those were the two best chances for Stuart so far, but nothing doing in the third quarter in terms of tying this game up. It's Montclair-Kimberley 1 and Stuart nothing as we end the third quarter. We'll take a look at the past champions, and MKA, 3 of the last 5 years, has won the championship in the prep field hockey tournament. PDS winning it most recently back in 2019. Again, Princeton Day just across the road here in Princeton, New Jersey, the woods of Princeton, New Jersey. But MKA with the Cougars taking a lead into the fourth quarter, winning back in 2018, 2017, and 2015 in the last 5 years. And then early 2010s, they were also winning as well. 7 of the last 10 Prep B titles going to the field hockey program at Montclair-Kimberley Academy. And Juhan in the white hat there, right in the middle of your picture, is the head coach for Montclair-Kimberley Academy. Done a great job this season for the Cougars, and of course years past, keeping the dominance on the preppy field hockey circuit alive for the Cougars. Obviously a great season with anybody who they have played. Once again, look at that prep bracket and how we got here. Stuart winning 4-0 against Pennington in the semifinals, and they were the 1 seed coming into the tournament, so that's why this game is hosted here at Stuart. And the 2 seed Montclair-Kimberley Academy defeating the 3 seed Mo Baird 4-0. And so Stuart and MKA break the huddle, and we're ready for the fourth quarter of play here live on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Crowd makes some noise here at the Long Family Field. So opening seconds of the fourth quarter. And MKA continues to move left to right, Stuart right to left. Tartans started to build some momentum at the mid to late part of the third quarter. Can they build on it? Just need the one breakthrough to keep this game alive, though. The Cougars could be thinking one more goal might put it away. As Promenick will restart this one. Weinstein in the area for MKA. Here's Lily Harlan up the far side. Harlan a chance to get this one deep into MKA territory, but again, it's Flowers making herself big, and this ball does get through, but over the end line, and Cougars will take over. 2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Ball here at midfield for Stuart to restart. Lily Harlan trying to get a switch of the field. Good touch from the Cougars. And Natalie Yu. And through it comes for Maggie Horn. Horn in the corner. And Horn maybe thinking, trying to get this middle. Gets through Nyla Farmer. And the whistle will be blown against Stuart, and it'll be the third penalty corner for MKA. So Stuart will have the 4 defenders across the goal mouth, and that's it, trying to defend his penalty corner for the Cougars. Gonna make this a 2-goal lead. It's Promenick looking for a post. The deflection was there. Blandford got the save. It's still loose. They're hacking at it. Caroline Murphy's in the area. And the stalemate for the moment. Oh, far post, another Blandford save. Been right on the doorstep for a while. Blandford kicks at it again on the near post. Weinstein had a great chance, but Blandford keeps this a 1-goal game. Much deserved praise for the goaltender, Audrey Blandford, the senior for Stuart. They keep the Tartans in it. No, here comes the whistle against MKA, as it looked like the Cougars were threatening again with Caroline Murphy. And this ball will come out of bounds. Deflected into the circle. Penalty corner right inside the circle. That ball was there, and might be calling a high stick against Stuart. And might hear the crowd thinking that obstruction is the call. And now MKA with a chance on yet another penalty quarter, their second of the quarter, second in the last couple minutes. It's you, and that ball looking for the deflection against Weinstein, but Stuart able to defend away. 9:20 to go here in the fourth. Battle here, no whistle. Oh, it comes late against Nyla Farmer. Emily Ix. And now Lily Harlan. Harlan through the legs of Flowers. Harlan looking to get it middle. Went off the leg of a Cougar. No whistle. Now the whistle comes as they were playing advantage right outside the circle. Stuart gonna restart quickly. Still just 1 goal down. And Stuart called for the violation. And this ball is going to come all the way in on Blandford. And there was a whistle first, so it'll be a restart here for Stuart. A lot of people here thought that maybe Blandford let that go errantly, but she knew what she was doing. As the ball went into the back of the net, it'll come out of bounds as that young lady enjoys some ice cream on the sideline. Elise Price running for Stuart, and Price blocked by Weinstein. Whistle goes against Weinstein. Still, I don't believe we've had a shot on goal for Stuart. We've had some chances, a couple penalty corners. But nothing has been easy for the team in white. As down goes Caitlin Magnani. Interception in the midfield by Weinstein. Cougars looked like they were going to get on the attack. And now it's Harlan for Stuart after the whistle. Trying to chop it middle. Nyla Farmer stepped on the ball. You can't do that. So the Cougars retake possession. Stuart's got to get aggressive now. Oh, here's Promanik, who's been really solid in the midfield for MKA. This time she loses it, and in space, it's Harlan running on. Natalie Yu defending. Here comes Nyla Farmer, and infraction called against her. Backed up by the Stuart defense, Elise Price at midfield. Farmer for Emily Ix. Boxing down her defender, and Emily Ix called for the violation. Lot of green where Kate Weinstein receives. Weinstein gets by her defender. Weinstein into the circle. Found her intended target. It hit a Stuart leg and a penalty corner for MKA. How about the counterattack for the Cougars? Weinstein most of the work in the midfield to get that ball into the circle. And now she's among those on the perimeter of the circle as it's inserted for MKA. Dribbling in. Whistle against MKA. Blandford got a save. Leinhardt almost had her second goal. This is Promanik. Zabrowski's retreating. Promanik steps in the passing lane. Here's Promanik chopping it middle. Zabrowski there. Here's Harlan coming back to help on defense. And Promanik still around the ball. She's been, as I've said, everywhere. And now she's going to restart for MKA. Or at least toss the ball over to her teammate Mimi Temkin, who starts right at the white line. 3.5 to go. Prep B championship. The whistle goes against MKA. And this ball will settle itself inside the circle. So Nyla Farmer going to give chase. Strong clearance, though, by Flowers in the back line. Magnani is there to intercept for Stuart. Now Magnani on the ball. Get this middle. More good stick work. The hand-eye coordination was good from Natalie Yu when it needed to be. No margin of error with some Stuart Tartans looming. Lily Harlan, the leading goal scorer for Stuart Country Day School. High stick, called against Promenick. And the restart will happen right outside the fan. It's Magnani who will put it on the stick of Lily Harlan. Harlan getting it wide for Gracious, and the ball cleared away. Magnani working on Promenick. Magnani got it towards the middle. It was cut off by Natalia Espinoza-Dietz. Under 2 minutes now. It's Harlan in the fan. And the penalty corner is called for Stuart. So this could be the chance. Have to execute, though, if you're Stuart. And on the other end, MKA. Trying to defend. And they do so well. Flowers again. Got it out of the circle. Flowers to her knees. Still got some good wood on it. Here's Magnani in the midfield, putting it the other way. Some open green for Lily Harlan. Promenick is right there with her. Foul called against Promenick. We've reached a minute to go. And the penalty corner called against MKA. Clock still runs. Under a minute, regulation. It will be a penalty corner for Stuart and Emily Ix inserting. Crowd gets loud for what could be the last chance. Magnani, one more for Harlan. Harlan towards the middle. It's loose. In front of the net. It might have been tipped by Phoebe Williams. It's one of the first saves of the day for Williams. It comes in crunch time. Harlan to the middle. And with 5 seconds left, Stuart running out of chances. Might get a chance here with 2 seconds. Time runs out, and MKA has won the Prep B championship again. Great game all around. The Tartans gave it a fight and had some chances in the end to tie it up. But the stout defense of Inju Han's Montclair-Kimberley Academy Cougars winning out in the end. As we get a look at the game-winning goal, it came in the first half. There was some good work by Blansford, the goaltender for Stuart. But Cameron Leinhardt, the game-winning goal, and here's the final save by Phoebe Williams. Probably the best chance of the day for Stuart, one of them at least. But the goalie able to get a strong touch on it and will this Cougar team to a 1-0 victory as they hold the trophy in the air and get to celebrate. Congratulations to Montclair-Kimberley Academy. Todd Smith, the athletic director, Inju Han, not only the coach for MKA, but also works in that athletics office, the administrative assistant for the for the Cougars, again there in the white hat. And it's picture time for MKA, as the Cougars celebrate yet another Prep B championship. We want to thank you for joining us here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Simon Rosenwasser here with you throughout the afternoon. Ethan Carpenter was our director. Justin Vasquez on camera today, as MKA with a celebratory run across the field, and they get to hug some of their parents here as well. Good moment for Montclair-Kimberley Academy. And we'll leave you with this celebration for MKA. Victors on the road against Stuart Country Day School of the Sacred Heart. We'll say so long. Again, thank you all for joining us here today. We'll have all of the Prep Championship games for you, at least this week. MKA is going to be playing in the Preppy Boys Championship on Friday. We hope for no rain in the forecast, but we will see. Until then, we say so long. Thanks for joining us on PBPSN, and we'll see you next time. Again, MKA Prep B champions in 2021 field hockey. So long, everyone.